Thousands of U.S. kids have died riding ATVs, many more sent to ERs. Dr. Roni Marwan, a pediatric surgeon, has treated far too many children who have suffered severe injuries in ATV accidents. According to Marwan, who works at the University of Missouri Healthcare in Columbia, my kids are not allowed to ride in ATVs because of the horrific things I have seen. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, more than 3,000 people have died as a result of ATV accidents between 1982 and 2015, while 4 children visit emergency departments in the United States per hour with injuries they incurred in such incidents. The OP is boosting up efforts with a new report on ATV safety and a policy statement cautioning parents about the inherent dangers of ATVs in an effort to help reduce those figures and save lives. ATVs were first produced in the middle of the 1970s and have a straddle seat, 3 or 4 off-road tires, a throttle, and brakes on the handlebars. ATVs are ridden by outdoor enthusiasts on trails, farms, and off-road vehicle parks. The OP recommends that children get off ATVs in its new policy statement. According to Dr. Charles Jennison, author of the study, the main recommendation is that children under 16 should not ride or operate an ATV. He teaches emergency medicine as a clinical professor at the University of Iowa Healthcare in Iowa City. According to research, the COVID-19 epidemic saw a spike in the incidence of child ATV-related injuries and fatalities, perhaps as a result of the extra time available during closures. Parents who do permit their children to ride on these vehicles must uphold the safety regulations, according to Jennison. Most young people who ride ATVs don't wear helmets, don't ride with a passenger, don't ride on paved roads, don't ride in vehicles that aren't kid-sized, and don't ride at night, according to him. Injuries sustained in ATV accidents frequently include bumps, bruises, scrapes, dislocations, and fractures, but damage to the chest, abdomen, brain, or spine can result from a rollover. Kids can literally fly off of ATVs and sustain blunt injuries to the head, chest, or belly, or be pinned by an ATV, added Marwan. According to the OP, adult-sized vehicles were involved in more than 90% of ATV riders under the age of 16 who died or were injured. ATVs, especially the larger adult models, are simply too huge for children to operate physically, mentally, or cognitively. The OP reported that about 60% of ATV fatalities occur on public roads. These cars' off-road tires irregularly cling to paved or gravel roads, and they feature a high center of gravity and a narrow track. The OP advised staying off of all public roads and only operating ATVs that were appropriate for your age and size. States and counties may have different ATV safety legislation. All states should establish age-appropriate operator licenses for children and enforce hands-on ATV safety training. A safety flag should also be installed on every ATV to improve visibility. Probably not anytime soon will there be uniform regulations applied across the country. Parents should enforce safety policies for their own children and foster an ATV safety culture, according to Jennison. ATV riders can safeguard themselves in numerous ways. Marwan advised parents to never let children under the age of 6 ride an ATV. He also advised staying off the road at night. Because you can see the landscape and you can be on a road that's shared with other cars, riding at night is particularly risky, according to Marwan. Make sure your child is wearing a helmet if you do allow them to ride in an ATV, Marwan emphasized. In these accidents, head trauma is the #1 cause of death, and this occurs in kids who don't have helmets, he claimed. According to Thaddeus Harrington, a public affairs specialist for the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, riders also need eye protection, boots, gloves, long pants, and a long-sleeve shirt. According to Harrington, the risks of operating off-highway vehicles are real and include overturning, collisions, and occupant ejection. Make sure you or your child receives practical instruction from a knowledgeable educator, he advised. And never ride with more passengers than there are seats, he said. Another good idea? Alcohol shouldn't be consumed before or while operating an ATV. Alcohol might affect judgment and reaction time, according to Harrington.